Hello, welcome to Wool Monkey. So today we're going to have a little look at a simple increase called a yarn over, otherwise known as a yarn forward. You can do this increase on knit stitches and purl stitches. So we'll have a little look at the knit stitch first. Let's just knit a couple of stitches on this piece of work. Okay, and then we'll do our yarn over. So all we have to do, so remember, if you're knitting, your yarn is at the back of your work. Now all you have to do for your yarn over is bring your yarn round the front of your needle and back down to the back of your work and hold it there, and then you carry on knitting. So we'll knit the next stitch. There we go, and you've done a yarn over in between. If you can see, we have this extra loop just here. So let's do another one. So let's knit a stitch and then do a yarn over. So the yarn goes under the needle, over the top and back to the back, and then you can knit the next stitch and keep knitting. We'll just do one more. So yarn over or yarn forward, round the needle, over the top and back to the back of the work, and then you can carry on knitting. When you're knitting, don't pull the yarn too tight or you'll make your yarn over incredibly tight as well. So let's just knit to the end of this row. Right, so we're at the end of the row, and what you get when you create yarn overs is you get these holes in your work. So yarn overs are often used in lace knitting to create, decorative effects where you want there to be holes. So if I purl the next row and then turn it over, you'll be able to see them a little bit more clearly. So as we purl the stitches on this next row, you will see when you get to where your yarn over from the row below is that you have this big loop. That's perfectly normal, perfectly fine, and you can just purl it as if it was a normal stitch. So you go under the front like normal, wrap your yarn, bring it out, slide the yarn over off, and then carry on. And it may feel like you've got a bit of a big loop and it's a little bit loose, but that's normal, that's fine. So there's the next one, there's another big loop. We'll purl that as normal and then carry on to the end of the row. There we go. So we've done the purl row and the knit row, and then you can see where your yarn overs were on the row below, and they leave these big holes. Sometimes that's what you want. Perhaps if you're knitting a sweater, you might not want to use this kind of increase. You might not want holes in your sweater. Okay, let's have a look at the purl side. Let's flip the work over and do a few purl yarn overs. So let's just do a couple of stitches first. Okay, and we'll do a purl yarn overs. Now when you're purling, your yarn is already at the front of your work, so you need to wrap the yarn around your needle, over the top and under, and back to the front of your work, as if you were purling a stitch, and then you can carry on and purl your next stitch. And there we have, again, the extra little yarn over loop there. Let's purl a couple more stitches and have another look at that. Okay, so let's do another yarn over. So your yarn goes from the front of your work over your needle, underneath and back to the front. And then you can carry on with your next purl stitch. Let's just do one more. Okay, so your yarn at the front of your work because you're purling, and you're going to wrap it round the back of your needle and bring it back to the front, and then carry on. So again, this time we're knitting back across the next row, just like normal. And when you get to your yarn over, again, it looks just like a big loop that shouldn't be there, but that's perfectly fine. And we're just going to knit into that as if it's a normal stitch and slide it off your needle and carry on knitting. And there should be another one in a second. There's a normal stitch. So there's another yarn over from the row below. So we're just going to knit that like normal and carry on to the end of the row. Well, there we go. I've knitted the next row and filled the next row, so you can see the holes there from the last row of purl yarn overs, and there's the holes from the row of knit yarn overs. You can also see that we've now got a lot more stitches on our needle, and that's all there is to it, really. I hope that makes sense. Let us know, get in touch if not. Thank you for watching. Bye.